What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a good old look at a bunch of news that's coming around for the One Piece card game. There's a bunch of things you need to know, and one of them's really awesome. Let's start here, because you know that third anniversary set I told you about? The one that looks amazing? The one that made us all super jealous and made us go, hang on a second, I want me some of that. Well, I've got wonderful news. Yeah, it's been confirmed for an English release. Didn't take long now, did it, ladies and gentlemen? Did not take long. We will get the URL for Premium Bandai on the 1st of September, which should be Monday. It's coming on Monday. But we're going to get the URL there, and that's going to be absolutely awesome. It is retailing for $200, and from everything I can see, it is identical to the Japanese product. It is worth noting that these aren't actually getting shipped till March 26th. That's kind of standard. That's how these things go. Now, one thing which is also very important to note, and you know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is going to sell out fast. It's going to be sold on Premium Bandai, and it is not going to last. It is going to be a product that sells out incredibly quickly. So the friendly advice on your old pal Wassy here is very simple. If this is something you want, be ready. The URL is being released on Monday. I cannot tell you what it is now. I will try and tweet it when I find it. But I can't guarantee what's happening on Monday, so keep an eye out. And this is not going to last long. It is going to go up for pre-order. It is going to sell out. It is going to be gone. You have been warned. It's a $200 product, but it's not going to last. Now, we're not going to go into an exhaustive deep dive. I did a video about this a couple of days ago. Go check that. It will be linked in the description. But basically, you get yourself a faux leather card storage case. Oh, it's not faux leather. I assumed it was faux leather because they're always faux leather. It actually says leather storage box and a leather card case. My apologies. With that borne in mind, there will be certain people who hear that and don't want to buy this product anymore, in which case, my apologies. There's other things we're going to talk about. Skip ahead a couple of minutes. We'll be talking about other cool things like that. Nami, you really need to know about. So I know that having real leather will put some people off for the obvious reason. I assumed it was faux leather. I apologize about that. But the description we've got here says leather card box and leather storage box, or card case. You then get 6 acrylic counters that there's 4 sides, and it's minus 1k, minus 2k, plus 1k, plus 2k, but there's 6 of them, so when you're playing like red decks for whatever and you want to be, playing around with this, it's going to be awesome. Why don't we have these for cost, though? Because we see, I don't know, it feels like we have about the same number of cards changing cost as we have them changing power. I'd like to see some of them as well. We've then got 70 sleeves with the 3rd anniversary logo and design, 10 Don cards with the 3rd anniversary logo and design, and then 10 promos, 2 of which remain hidden. So we've got an Ace, a Perona, a Nami, a Luffy, a Charlotte Katakuri, a Sabo, a Monkey the Dragon, and a Bartholomew Kuma. Again, check the video I did a couple of days ago where I deep dive into what those cards are and how good they are. Spoiler alert, good set of cards. There are 2 that remain a secret. I don't know what they are. What are you asking me for? Well, probably because I'm doing a video. Point is, I don't know. By the way, you'll notice that everything here has now designing written on it. That is purely a legal thing to cover. They are obviously designed. They are obviously making it. But by putting now designing on there, it means if they look a little bit different when they're finally released, it's fine. If they guarantee what they look like and they look different, that's bad. But if they put now designing on there and it turns out to be different, they can say, well, hang on a second, we never promised this was the final design, and they're off the hook. It is a great product. I cannot recommend it highly enough, but it is $200 and it is completely inessential. You don't need this. It's got cool accessories, cool don, cool sleeves, beautiful promos. There is nothing new or exclusive. There is nothing in here that you actually need to have. They're just awesome. But if you're looking at it saying, that's $200, I'm not spending that, there's your answer. There's plenty more awesome One Piece stuff around. Like, for instance, Nami. Now, this Nami is not a surprise. This Nami is not something we didn't see coming. What's weird is this Nami was released in Japanese last week when the ban list, or a couple weeks ago, whenever the ban list came down, Japan immediately went, hey, here's the replacement Nami. And we know that One Piece do this. When they ban a leader, and they did ban Nami, when they ban a leader, they come along and give us a replacement leader, which is generally very similar to, but a nerfed version of, the previous leader. So, the fact that we're getting a replacement Nami, well, even if we weren't told, we could have guessed that, because we always get a replacement leader when a leader is banned. What's weird here is that they showed it off in Japanese immediately. Like, the second the ban list came down, Japan was like, and here's your Nami. And yet, for us, they made us wait. And yeah, I'm just checking. It was 9 days ago on the 20th of August, which was the day the ban list came down. That was when Japan showed us Nami. Why did we see the Japanese version 9 days ago, but we only see the English version here? That seems weird, right? It doesn't matter. It's just weird. But the good news is we do have the Nami here, and we've got a nice English scan. So what we've got is a card that's 5,000 power, 5 life. And Don X1, when this leader's attack deals damage to your opponent's life, you may trash one card from the top of your deck. That is the same skill that Nami had last time. The OPO-free Nami, the one that went and done got banned, that's the skill it had last time. Okay, cool. But the rest of the card is severely limiting, I think is the polite way to put it. Because whereas the old version of Nami said, when your deck is reduced to 0, you win the game instead of losing, according to the rules, the new Nami, which has better artwork, I think, says, under the rules of the game, you can only include East-Blue type cards in your deck, and when your deck is reduced to 0, you win the game instead of losing. So it's basically the same card. Still East Blue, still Mono Blue, 5,000 power, 5 life, same Don X1 skill, same win the game when you get to 0, same everything. There's just one teensy tiny little difference, and that is the fact that you can only play East Blue cards in your deck. Which, for the record, absolutely huge. As a side note, where is this going to be announced? I kid you not, all they've told us is future events. That's it. That's all we know. I wish I could tell you more. I can't. So we know it's being released at future events. Okay. The thing is, we're going to be hitting the rotation fairly soon, and we're going to be losing most of the East Blue cards. The blue ones, at least. But we're also going to be losing Nami, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. Can Nami get rebuilt using just East Blue? I don't think so, honestly. And look, there's still phenomenal cards like Kaya, counter plus 2k, draw 2, trash 2. Obviously great. There's cards like Zeph, which are just redonkulous and phenomenal in a Nami deck, which is lovely. We've got Nojiko, who lets you return an opponent's character of a cost of 5 or less to the hand, which is obviously brilliant. Sanji's Pilaf remains an amazing card. Like, some cards for Nami are staying around until the rotation. The problem is, if we could have been making this deck with East Blue, and it would have been good enough, well, then they wouldn't have done this for the ban list now, would they? So the reality is, I mean, I've seen some people try it. I've seen some people online give some ideas. I don't think it's going to work. Sorry about that. But there's one more thing we need to talk about, and again, it's just weird to me. They've gone and revealed a new set of sleeves that are going to be released in English. And you may notice that they are a set of sleeves which we've already seen in Japan. Now, they're coming out on November the 7th. You can see that on the screen. And they're going to be $8 for a pack of 70 sleeves. That is standard. Here's what's weird. We've got Sabo sleeves. Cool. We've got Sabo sleeves. Cool. We got Luffy sleeves. Now, the thing that's always annoyed me a little bit about these sleeves is that they are free of the leaders from OP13. They are clearly designed to be sleeves that are evoking leaders from OP13, but I don't understand why it's Gear 5 Luffy. Because Gear 5 Luffy is not the leader in OP13. So why is Gear 5 Luffy the sleeves? That's weird. The weirdest thing here is, when these cards were revealed in Japan, I told you that the overwhelming likelihood was that they were going to be Imu sleeves, but because that leader had yet to be revealed, they weren't going to show us what the sleeves were, so they were going to hide it and leave it as coming soon. And that's exactly what they did, incidentally. Okay. Japan has already shown us that they are Imu sleeves. Here is a picture of the Japanese sleeves, but they're not censored anymore. They've shown us all 4 of them. Why? Why are they hiding it in English? I completely understand why they have gone and hidden this. In the original Japanese announcement, they were trying to hide the fact that they were using Imu as a leader, and we all kind of knew. We all knew what was going on, but, you know, give them their due. They wanted to keep it as a bit of a surprise. We all kind of knew, but they were doing their announcement. That's fine. I do not understand why they're still hiding it, given that we already know. These sleeves are on the Japanese website. No, incidentally, there is absolutely no chance they are different sleeves. I mean, just look at them. They're clearly the same. It's a little bit frustrating, honestly. I don't know why they're still hiding it, but they have been announced, so there we go. And now, if you look at the website and you're like, oh, what's the 4th set of sleeves? Well, you now know from what he's told you. Still a little bit weird. But the 3rd anniversary one coming out is going to be awesome. Check the official website on Monday. That is when they're going to put the link up. And the new Nami is cool, even if we don't know where it's coming. And the new sleeves are cool, even if it's a little bit weird they're hiding one from us. But I've told you about all of this now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these, on any of this, in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.